Hey, I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. It's been a while, so it's time for another look behind the scenes. Because podcasting started out with this indie DIY vibe, there's always been an interest in everyone's setup. In fact, we actually did our first behind the scenes on episode 4. The way we produce The Brief has changed several times throughout the progression of the show. We started out with an iMac, a cheap camera, and a boom mic, and we used an application called VideoQ Pro. Thanks to Patro Network and you guys, of course, we've been able to do a lot of upgrading, and the best upgrade of all was the Mac Pro. There it is, forgive the dust. This is Neil's world. That's why it's so messy. I keep mine perfectly clean. On the Mac Pro, we went with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 3 NVIDIA GeForce 7300 graphics cards. Now that was overkill. We could potentially run 6 monitors. We would have been fine with 2 cards, and a 2.66 Quad Xeon processor. The piece of equipment we've changed most often is the camera. We're on our 4th. We started out with the Canon ZR200. If you go back to the beginning of the show, you can see we had audio-video sync issues. So we only used that camera for the first 10 or so shows. So we upgraded quite a bit to the Panasonic AG-DVC60. And then we wanted a smaller camera, so we added the Panasonic AG-DVC30. And when we wanted to go HD, we chose this camera, the Canon XH-A1. We recently changed the set to give it more depth. Pretty much everything that was behind the camera is now in front of the camera. We added this Vizio 37-inch HD TV. The graphic is coming from Apple TV. Now, I don't know if you guys even realize this, but we're also projecting a graphic onto this fabric panel. And I have to show you this. This is really cool. These are Manfrotto tension poles, and they were in a display that was in a store that was closing. And that's a lot of ends, but they're really cool, so we wish we could get more, but we can't find them. Now for the lights. We're using 2 KinoFlow DivaLight 400s in front of me and 1 Lowell Pro in the back. We're still using the ProPrompter teleprompter. It's really great. It mounts to a camera lens, and it also connects to a Mac or a PC to display what's on the screen. Our teleprompting software is VideoQ Pro, and I control the speed with the Griffin PowerMate. Finally, after we shoot the show, we import it into iMovie to create a full quality HD version of the show, and then we use Wirecast to add titling and graphics. We use Visual Hub to compress to H.264 for Apple TV and iPod, Flip for Mac for WMV, and we also use a little application called Convert to MP3 for the audio version of the show. I'm Callie Lewis. I hope you enjoyed my little tour. Thanks for watching. Throughout the progression of the Are you okay? Oh. Because that's what comes in a Mac Pro.
Another Pod Show video podcast. Stick it on your screen.